2. Participants in the conference. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. All participants are on hold.
வாங்க ஏன் என்னாச்சு கேட்டுட்டு வரேன் என்னாச்சு
Hare Krishna, Maharaj will be joining us in few minutes. Thank you for joining us.
ஐயோ எனக்கு எந்திரிக்க தான் முடியல. அப்பா
Hare Krishna. video. And mute.
Krishna Krishna.
You're muted by host. So this is not shared. Hello. Starting the I don't know how to switch. So I'll speak on here.
Should we start, Maharaj?
Yeah. Is this a mic?
For Facebook.
Should I bring it closer?
Yeah, can
Do it. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everybody. Shri Rama Navami ki Jai. Today is the auspicious day of the appearance of Lord Ramachandra, and all over the world people are supposed to be celebrating in a very, very wonderful way. But we are forced to be constrained in our celebrations. And I think most of the celebrations are online. We had a Abhishekam ceremony and we had many things happening in the forenoon. And since then, there have been online programs also. Devotees from many different places in many parts of the world of ISKCON have celebrated the auspicious and wonderful appearance of Lord Ramachandra. So today is a very, very important day, and we are all blessed to be together by Lord Ramachandra's mercy. So please repeat after me a short, small prayer which all of you may be knowing, which is very popular. We want to offer to Rama. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase
Ramachandraya Vedase
Raghunathaya Nathaya
Raghunathaya Nadaya
Sitaya Pataye Namaha
Sridaya Pataye Namaha
Ramaya Ramabhadraya
Ramabhadraya
Ramachandraya Vedase
Ramachandraya
Vedase
Vedase
Raghunathaya Nathaya
Raghunathaya
Sitaya Pataye Namaha
Sridaya Pataye Namaha
Chandra Bhagavan ki, Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman ki. With a few little prayer that we could offer, Ramachandra is very, very merciful. He is known to have said, even if once a person says, Tava asmiti cha uchyate, abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami etam vratam mama. It is my vow that even if once a person says, I am yours, Rama, very feelingly, then I protect them forever. This is my vow. So Lord Ramachandra, under whatever condition you may be, if you very feelingly offer prayers today, then he will give shelter. This is my duty to tell you that today. So please offer your sincere, heartfelt prayers to Ramachandra, and you will be sheltered by him. This is one of the great qualities of the Lord. Although he has appeared, Manushim Tanum Ashritam Param Bhavam Ajananto Mamabhuta Maheshwaram. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, I have assumed this human-like form. Manushim Tanum. Tanum means body. Ashritam means having accepted. Manushim Tanum Ashritam Param Bhavam Ajananto. People may not know my greatness, my great capacity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That doesn't matter. Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. I am the Lord of everything. But still, if somebody approaches me with feeling, I am bound to shelter them, because Pitahamasya Jagato Mata Data Pitamaha. I am the father, I am the mother, I am the grandfather, I am everything for everybody in this world. The most related personality, the person who is actually closest to us, but by the illusion that we are in, thinking matter to be the truth, thinking this material body to be the reality, thinking this material world to be real. Because of all these illusions that we are in, we are separated with a great distance from somebody who is very close to us, situated right in our heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshu arjuna tishtati. The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart. Right? Every living entity's heart. So the Lord is very merciful, and today you should offer your prayers and greatly benefit from that. So coming back to our discussions, I mentioned that we're broadly classifying 3 types of leadership. We have not been able to do everything that I always want to do. And there is so much to say, and we have little time today, especially as a concluding session. I said that there is social and domestic leadership that is asked of us. Then there is organizational leadership in the outside world that we need to perform. Then there is personal, deep, internal leadership that we need to provide to ourselves. Actually, a lot of the responsibility rests on each person. Whole life and leadership comes from inside out. It is not from outside in. I mean to say the foundations of real leadership is from deep inside you. If you don't model discipline, if you don't have a moral foundation, if you don't have a credo to go by, if you don't actually deeply be in touch with yourself, then it's very difficult for you to model it for others. So leading yourself means that reading these wisdom literatures, reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad, reading Ramayana, Mahabharata, and discussing these subject matters based on the lives of great personalities, based on the Leelas of the Supreme Lord, and understanding where you should situate yourself and what is needed in you and where you need to work on, what are your weaknesses and what your strengths are. When we become nicely spiritually oriented inside, which is what is the meaning of self-leadership, then you will see that it's possible for you to actually lead others. It's possible for you to make solutions to problems. Many times I see that parents are, by nature, very, very concerned about their children. And they come up and tell me many things in my experiences. But when I ask them, you are expecting something out of your child which you may not be doing. Is it fair? There comes the big blow. I am not able to provide time for doing this. I am not able to model this like this. And I understand that's the greatest weakness, and they don't reveal that to us. They don't reveal that to us, but when they come, they bring the child and they say, please instruct him. But privately, when I ask the parents that, do you follow these 1, 2, 3, 4? Because he is watching you so much every day. More than the school, he watches you very closely, parents. You give him love, you give him affection, you're very close to him, and he closely watches you. And I said, that's where it begins. That's where it begins. So we have these practical experiences. And our political leaders, what to speak of them? Many of them amassing fortunes, making money out of their greed, using their positions, controlling people, and then professing to be great personalities in positions of control. They have control over human beings, vast amounts of, wealth available with them and control available with them. We have elected them in place. And if they don't have the moral foundations that we were talking about, if they don't have those qualities inside them, how is it possible for them to be believed by people? How people will have faith in them? And then in real life, we have even spiritual and religious leaders, in many places, big other places, we see that they don't model what really they should be modeling. So when we want to lead people and we want to have people in positions, we really need to check whether they are internally good, whether they have integrity, their inside and outsides are one, or their insides and outside are in sync with each other. It's not that they're one thing inside and one thing outside, then it is completely disastrous. And that's what mostly happens. So leading yourself is one of the most important things. You see, there's an Arabic whole saying that one who does not know and knows that he doesn't know is simple. Teach him. One who does not know and doesn't know that he does not know, right? He is also pretty okay. One who does not know and thinks that he knows, he is a fool. He's a dangerous fellow. Be careful of him. But one who knows and knows that he knows, and you can see him practicing what he knows, is a wise man. You follow him. Of course, in the Greek philosophy, Socrates will tell you one who says that he doesn't know is actually the person who knows. There's another thing, humility of the person. So we should carefully find out who should lead us in our life. This is the meaning of selection of a guru. We cannot go behind everybody who says and professes himself to be a person who can lead you. He should have the credentials. He should have the personal integrity and commitment. And for checking out all these things, we should know some basic details about what we should look upon in a teacher, in a guru, in a leader, and what we should look for. We're not expecting great transcendental qualities of Ramachandra and everybody. Obviously not. But we should look for the basic necessities at least. For that, we should be trained. For that, at least, we should be trained. Right? So Ramachandra Bhagavan is a clear model of leadership coming inside out. Personally inside and then outside. There's no difference between the inside and the outside. Such people you can actually make out. You don't need any special check. You can actually see that what they are inside, they are outside. And there is an integrity in them. So Ramachandra Bhagavan, Ramachandra, he had these amazing pastimes. Fantastic things happened. And in all these things, he showed that great quality. Agreed, I already told you that Ramanujacharya mentioned that since Ramachandra is playing all his roles so perfectly, he must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because nobody else can do these roles in human society so clean. He was an ideal husband. He was a perfect brother. He was a perfect son. He was such a wonderful king. Every role he played perfectly. We all struggle a lot in playing these roles. It's one of the greatest challenges when we're struggling to play these roles. Keep integrity, keep honesty, keep straightforwardness, and all this within these various roles as a parent, as a person in the organization, in the social front, and all these things put together, trying to get a balance. It will be very difficult for us to pose as leaders also. So inside out is something that you can see wonderfully in Lord Ramachandra. There are so many such instances that we can discuss in the course of our discussion today. But I want to call upon one quality: assertiveness in the right place, determination and assertiveness. Sometimes, you know, we have to make a decision and we should focus. Yesterday we were speaking about Hanuman and how Hanuman was focused, determined to go to Lanka, cross so many challenges, and he had the focus. My mission is to find out Sita and come back and report to Rama, to Sugriva. That was my mission. He knew that very well, and he focused on it. Although there were many other diversions, and he did indulge in some diversion, but still remained in focus. He set fire to the whole of Lanka, everything, and had his little entertainment and a little recreation, and came back. But he was focused all the time, even during his recreation. So that's an expert. That's an expert. Ramachandra Bhagavan, he also was assertive, and Bharata came to him with a determination to get him back and be the king of Ayodhya. And he took all the pains to come. He was misunderstood by Lakshmana. He was misunderstood by Guha. He was misunderstood by Bharadwaja Muni. And he crossed all those things with the determination, came to Rama and said, I'm not leaving from here. I'm sleeping here. I'm fasting here. Whatever he did, he went to the extent of even saying, I'm fast and die here. I'll not go from here. Lord Ramachandra remained very assertive. He said, no, this program is not going to work. I am determined to follow the promise I gave my father. As much as you are determined, I am also determined. I am telling you, you should go and be the king. And his determination was echoed by the rishis and sages, by the whole Ayodhya Vasis also said, let's listen to Rama. And then Bharata had nothing more to say. His assertiveness, no, what I said is going to happen. I am not going to come back and rule the kingdom. So sometimes we need to be assertive when we know what is right, when we know what we are supposed to do, and when we know what we are supposed to achieve in life. It's difficult. I see many times, I'm saying this because I see many of our congregational devotees very sincerely wanting to practice the doctrine of Bhagavad Gita, practice the tenets given by Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada. But in the social situation they are in the family situation they are in, they find it a great challenge, even though they are convinced about many things that I mentioned here. It's one of the greatest trials and tribulations that they have to go through. But many of them remain assertive. They don't rub others. They don't actually get into an argument or into something unpleasant. They just remain assertive about, you can remain assertive and at the same time not hurt others. Ramachandra was very assertive with Bharata, with all the three queens, with all the rishis and sages. Even Jabali, one of the ministers, came forward and spoke a completely different atheistic philosophy and said, I don't agree with you, Ramachandra. What you're saying is wrong. You must come back. And Lord Ramachandra very sternly chastised him and put him in place. And everybody could see that Ramachandra is very determined, focused, and he is not shouting, arguing, showing tantrums or saying anything, but he's very assertive. So when a person is determined, he can be assertive. We can understand that as a wonderful quality. And I see people who are determined to do, knowing that this is the truth, they coolly remain assertive. They don't give in so easily, especially when you know something is right. When you discover Bhagavad Gita's teachings, when you discover this amazing Srimad Bhagavatam, read the Ramayana, everything, a certain amount of great confidence is given to you from inside by the mercy of the Lord. And it's up to you to utilize it. Assertiveness is required. When you know something is right, and when you know it will take you to the goal of life, you must not relent in any way. You must be assertive in achieving it, just like Ramachandra has shown us. This is a great quality, and I think we should learn that. Being assertive in the face of so many different suggestions coming in front of us, weakening our goal, weakening our determination. That's one important thing that we can learn. Another thing is Ramachandra, he is offering his shelter. A leader normally, he has to lead people, and people under him normally are depending on getting a lot of instructions, and you should be available to them. When you're a leader, this is one of the important things. You should make arrangements, be available personally, and time is a great constraint. Time is a great constraint. And for human beings, we have limited level of sheltering people. Of course, today with all the social media and everything, we can do a little more. In the Krishna consciousness movement, we take full advantage of the social media. We every day get to counsel people on WhatsApp, on emails, on SMS, on Facebook, and have discussions on free conference calls and have meetings and discuss Ramayana, Mahabharata. So many, we utilize that. But even then, there is a limit to what amount of time we have. Lord Ramachandra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can offer a lot more of his shelter because everything is under his control. And he offers a shelter beyond expectations of ordinary human beings and what we can do. You see, there's a beautiful instance of Vibhishana. Vibhishana, he went through a very intelligent person, part of the family of Ravana, his brother, his half-brother. But he differed in what Ravana actually thought. Everybody else he knew was simply speaking for the sake of speaking in front of Ravana. They were not really interested in Ravana. But he was interested, my brother should not make this mistake. So he was genuinely telling Ravana the best thing to do for the sake of our whole country, for the sake of everybody's peace, for the sake of the security of everybody, is to return Sita. This one thing you alone do, everybody will be happy, including you. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? And Ravana is Ravana. He definitely did not want to do that. He had no idea he wanted to do that. In fact, repeatedly he found that Vibhishana is suggesting that. And he thought as Vibhishana as somebody different from all the other people, because he's saying something different. You see, having a set of people under you who are yes men and all in one voice say yes is very dangerous. Homogeneous approval for everything that you do, which means you have a lot of people who are either not at all interested in you, or they all want to curry favor with you, or they all sacrifice individual thinking capacity and following you like idiots. Therefore, taking their advice is also very, very dangerous. To have people who have their own independent thoughts and they express that is wonderful. When a leader gives that freedom to everybody under him, he asks everybody their opinion. Then, of course, finally he can make his decision. But he doesn't accuse anybody of having a different opinion. But Ravana could not tolerate anybody speaking anything different from what he thinks should be there. What's the use of having ministers? What's the use of having followers for them? That's why his brother Kumbhakarna asked him, after he was woken up and he came, he said, first of all, did you ask us our opinion before you went and kidnapped Sita and brought her? And you did not ask opinion at that time, and now you are asking because you are in great danger. So the right thing is to give back Sita, but then you don't want to. Therefore, I am your brother, I am supporting you. But actually it's wrong what you did. So he was a different, both his brothers, both of them did not agree with it. But Kumbhakarna was more inclined to, although I don't agree with you, I'll still support you because you're my brother. He was the only independent person. Apart from that, there was Mandodari who told him, his wife told him, don't give back. Hanuman came and made a mess of the whole place and said, give back Sita, everything will be all right for you. He did not listen. He did not listen. He wanted everybody to echo his decision. This is a bad leader. And that's why he was destroyed. But the other side, you will see Ramachandra. Vibhishana had this difference of opinion and he knew that Ravana will do anything. He left Ravana. Ravana actually banished him and said, get out of my kingdom. Otherwise, I'll kill you. So he said, I have no place. I have an independent, thoughtful mentality, which I think is my right. It's my liberty. Like we said, one of the moral foundation is to give liberty to people and have them express their individuality. Ravana was not willing to do. For this reason, Vibhishana came away. And he, along with a few others, came to Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra is sitting down on the bank of the great ocean, planning how to cross the ocean with all his Vanara generals and the whole hordes of Vanaras who were there. At that time, Vibhishana stood in the sky with his mystic potency. And he sent word through Sugriva. Sugriva went and accosted him and he sent word, said, I have left my brother Ravana because he doesn't agree with me and I don't agree with him. And I want to take shelter of Rama. I am here. Please convey this to Rama that I want his shelter. Just simply he spoke this to the point. I have come to be sheltered by Rama. I seek his shelter. Sugriva immediately got disturbed. His reaction was very different. And he said, no, these Rakshasas, they're up to a lot of tricks. We never know. They can become invisible, they can become visible. They'll do many things. Let's get the army ready for attack. We should attack and we should capture this man and kill him. This was with the immediate decision of Sugriva. Kill him. Don't trust these people. And let's go and wage a war. He was telling this, and he told this to Rama because Rama was conveyed this. And then Rama asked Sugriva for his opinion. He asked other Jambavan, Angada, and then he asked even Hanuman for their opinions. And he very patiently heard all of them. Very patiently heard all of them. This is a true leader. Leader wants to hear and is happy that these people are independently thoughtful and they are thinking. And they all have a good intention of benefiting Rama, benefiting the leader, and they want to honestly give my opinion. When you have bootlickers around you, sycophants, people who want to just Moscow you, they will always say, whatever you say is correct, whatever you say I will do. These are dangerous people because they're actually independently thoughtful, but they don't want to show you that they are independently thoughtful because they feel that you may not like it. No, a real leader will actually want to hear. But some of them don't express their opinion because they think that because whatever I say anyway, you will not follow. No, it's not necessary. It's the duty of the persons who assist to actually give their point of opinion and not be too attached to it. And have faith that the leader knows what to do. Is asking my opinion, I must give him, let him take a decision. That is his position. And my position is, I must honestly give my opinion from my experience and from what I know. That's how it functions best. And you'll see in this situation, Ramachandra gave everybody that free space. This is what Sugriva said. This is my opinion and don't desist from this. You must do this. Because he's a good friend of Rama. Then Angada said something similar. Somebody else also said something similar. And little different variations of all. We have to be very careful. We don't know these people, what they'll be up to. Then he asked Hanuman. Hanuman said, I think that you should accept him because he has taken a very big risk. I think by looking at him, I can see he has feelingly expressed himself. It is worth taking that expression of his. It doesn't look like somebody who's come to do harm. He is seeking your shelter, Ramachandra. My dear Lord Ramachandra, you should accept him. And immediately, Ramachandra felt very pleased and said, I also think so. Somebody who has come to me for shelter. And in spite of the fact that he may have this type of a background, when he has said that I want your shelter, I can never refuse. Kaschadeva prapanyo tava asmiti cha uchyate abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami etam vratam mama. When he has said that, my Lord, I want your shelter, how can I refuse? I should not refuse. I want to give my shelter. Even if Ravana comes to me now and seeks my shelter, I will give it to him. This was a very amazing statement he made. I am Ramachandra. I shelter everybody. Actually, everybody is my child. Pitaham asya jagato. Mamaivamsa jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana. This was the capacity for shelter that Ramachandra could do. Even Ravana, I am willing to shelter. If he comes and says, I'm sorry, here is Sita, I surrender to you, I will shelter him too. And hearing this, all the Vanaras were uproarious. They were so happy to hear this. Ramachandra is saying this. And that's why we are all with him here. An unruly group of people. This is Hanuman's great saying. We have neither good looks, see, nor we are not even having education. We don't have culture. We're not brought up in good family. But still, Lord Ramachandra does not look for any of these things. Without any of these things, simply your devotion alone, on that basis, we are all sheltered. And we are so happy in his shelter. We're so happy in his shelter. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, in his many features, in his many avatars, he is coming to shelter everybody. That is a true leader. We may not be like Supreme Personality of Godhead, but when somebody comes to take your association, take your guidance, take your counsel and needs it, we must be willing to give it. We must not make material judgments on that. This is a true quality of a leader. He was willing to forgive Vibhishana. Okay, all these days you read something wrong. You were in the side of Ravana and you have realized that you have done wrong. And when you're coming for shelter, how can I refuse you? Because I'm going to help you to transform. And when you wanted to transform, you have taken a decision inside. I want to change. How can I not shelter you? This is what I'm waiting for. So leaders wait for change that people make within themselves. They may have made mistakes, right? It doesn't matter, but people grow, they learn, and then they make changes. And that's exactly what we are waiting for. Here is Vibhishana having made a change. You'll make the greatest blunder if you don't actually encourage that change. Then what's the use of you being leader? So Ramachandra seized that opportunity and said, yes, call him. And Vibhishana came and laid down. He was ornamented, Rakshasa family, looking brilliant with jewels and kiridam and everything. Rings in his hands with his ringed fingers. He touched the feet of Lord Ramachandra. And he said, my dear Lord Ramachandra, I offer myself to you. I have no other shelter. I have taken this very great risk of leaving my family, leaving everybody I know about, leaving my brother, and come to you. I know nobody else but you now. I've taken a very great risk. And Lord Ramachandra welcomed him into shelter. He said, my dear Vibhishana, you don't have to worry. In fact, your request will not only be accepted by me, but I'm also planning that as soon as we take over Lanka, I will crown you as king. You are the fitting heir. And immediately he said, Hanuman, fetch water from the ocean. And they brought water from the ocean, and there he coronated Vibhishana. Chanting the mantras, it said, you are already coronated and put as king of Lanka. Now, please tell me about the strengths of Ravana and his armies and everything. And Vibhishana revealed everything. See, this is, one thing is his personal sheltering principle. The other thing is, now that I've given you shelter, now that you're definitely going to be the king, and I'll never go back on my word, you know that. Dadami etam vritam mama. It's my vow. Now, if you want, you can help me. Tell me. So this is how he turned the opportunity into a great asset. And Sugriva started shedding tears. Then afterwards he went to Rama and bowed down and said, truly Rama, you are the greatest shelter. I made such a mistake in studying Vibhishana and also understanding what advantage I have in seeking Vibhishana's help now. But by giving him shelter, you have shown how great you are. And you have also got a great asset on our side. Because Vibhishana revealed everything. Who are the great generals on Ravana's side? How his army is structured? What is Lanka inside? And Hanuman confirmed everything that he has seen also. And Vibhishana and Hanuman together gave all information to Ramachandra. What to speak of Hanuman? Vibhishana is from that place, born and brought up there. He knows everything. In this way, Ramachandra gave shelter and also reaped great fortune by having him on his side. So giving shelter to people, reassuring them and telling them, don't worry, you're on the right track, we'll function together, I'll help you, is a great thing that people under you want. It's a quality, special quality of a person who is actually being a leader or want to be. We spoke about assertiveness. We spoke about giving shelter. Taking from Lord Ramachandra's words that even if Ravana comes, I will give him shelter. Actually, Ravana was given a very long rope by Ramachandra. Ravana knew Lakshmana and Ramachandra were there in the forest. And he thought, who are these? Just two human beings. No human beings can, do anything to me. Ordinary human beings. So he didn't care much. Shurpanakha was sent first, and Shurpanakha tried to take Ramachandra as her husband. And then he made fun of her, and then they had a little joke and fun, and that finally he slashed off her nose and ears. And she went back feeling humiliated, and went back to Ravana and said, "Your sister, this has happened. What are you doing here? What is the use of somebody like you claiming yourself to be king of the Rakshasas, etc.? And there is somebody like this. Who is that? You know." Then Kara and Dushana were sent by him. Okay, send Kara and Dushana, let them do the needful. I'm not coming. I don't care for. And Kara and Dushana and Trishisha, all of them were routed by Ramachandra alone. Ramachandra told Lakshmana, keep Sita safe. I'll handle this. The whole army, he completely routed, standing alone with his powerful arrows. He finished all of them. And Shurpanakha went and told him, you know, that one person alone finished all of your people. That's when Ravana noted, wow, this must be a special person. This must be a special person. So first Shurpanakha, then Kara and Dushana. Then what Ravana did was, he knew that Ramachandra is very powerful. He did the dirty job of coming disguised and stealing Sita away. He didn't confront Ramachandra actually. He didn't confront Ramachandra. And all the time, they knew that Ravana is the man behind. He took away Sita. So that was a cowardly thing, but he said, who cares? I do what I want. I am a rule and a law unto myself. Then after that also, many people warned Ravana. Hanuman went all the way. All these things were done. Ravana never gave up. You know, in political diplomacy, they talk about Sama, Beda, Dana, Danda. Sama means you talk. Conciliatory talk. Okay, let's sit and talk together a little bit. What is it that you want? What is it I want? Why I'm concerned? Why you're concerned? And gentle people, sattvic people can sort that out at that level. Cultured people can do that. If not, then there is some political stuff to be done, creating some dissension in the opposite camp. You know, send somebody, do some politics. That also does not work. Give some offering, money, position, something of benefit to you. At least then you will agree. If that also doesn't work, Sama, Veda, Dana doesn't work, then Danda. Then I will actually fight with you physically. This is what happened in the Mahabharata war. Krishna was sent as messenger. Then they had talks. They did everything possible, but Duryodhana was very determined not to. He was not the least bit understanding how to avoid and live nicely. So Ramachandra had to finally go all the way and kill him. Kill him because this man is not understanding. He is not understanding the power of Ramachandra. He's so stupid. He's even stolen his wife Sita. And so many things Ramachandra as pastime, and he through his pastime, so many people went to Ravana and told him, don't do this, don't do this. He was not willing to listen. He was drunk with power, foolishness. His intelligence is completely clouded, passionate, full of lust. He was not able to understand. For such persons, best thing is to violence. You should be punished. You should be tied up and jailed and whipped. You should be brought to your senses or killed. This is the last resort. Ramachandra went through the last resort with Ravana because he was incorrigible, not willing to change. See. At the same time, Ramachandra, in true judgment, many times, his punishment also was limited. Sometimes it's not that everybody he went and did this. There's a nice instance of Jayanta, son of Indra, along with 4 of his friends, very mischievous. Jayanta took the form of a crow. They heard about Lord Ramachandra and Sita in the forest. This is the instance that Sita will tell Hanuman and tell, if you tell this to Ramachandra, he'll recognize that you have met me. Because this story nobody knows, only he and me know. He'll come in the form of a crow. Jayanta will come in the form of a crow and he wants to harass Sita. The Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, the wife of Ramachandra. Ramachandra wants a little leisure time away from all this. Bharata came and went, and then he had to face all the rishis and sages. It was a little trying time, and then and the whole troop and everybody left. He said he had a lot of things to think about and even out, and he took Sita and said, let's go and enjoy the scenery. And as he was enjoying the scenery, he lay down. Sita stretched her legs, and on her legs he kept his head and just went to sleep. So Sita was very happy that Ramachandra is taking rest finally. He's peaceful. So she was stretching her legs. Ramachandra was lying down with his head on her legs, and she didn't want to disturb him. She was awake. He was deeply sleeping, taking rest finally. In security, nobody there. Here comes Jayanta the crow. In the form of a crow, he'll come and look at Sita. So Sita will say, what? Crow. Okay, crow. But this crow was not an ordinary crow. Started jumping closer and coming and then going back. And then she said, what? And she started shooing him without disturbing Ramachandra. Then this crow came and then sat on her. This touched her shoulders and then went back, trying out. And again touched the shoulders and went back. And she got very disturbed. She said, what? Then he started clawing, pulling his claws inside. Blood started flowing from her. Then he attacked her chest, her breast, and started attacking. Then blood soaked her. And then it was all of a sudden blood fell on Ramachandra's cheek. And he got up and he looked at Sita and said, ooh, what happened? Who is this doing this? And then he was looking at Sita, and then Sita was crying and blood all over her. And then he said, who has done this? And even at that moment, the crow Jayanta was fully absorbed because he got this chance to do this to Sita. Nobody can touch Sita, right? He got to do it. So he was engrossed in that. And then for a moment, Ramachandra looked at that crow and he knew this crow is the one doing this. He picked up a grass piece and chanted mantra into it. Then the crow started running and then started taking off. Then he threw that grass blade, Brahmastra, at that crow. The crow started running here, there, right up to Indra, right up to Brahma. It is your Brahmastra. All of them said, no, best person to go back is Ramachandra. Just go back to him. There is no way, even me, Brahma, I will withdraw anything. Although it is my astra, I have no chance of doing that. If Ramachandra has released it, I am not going to do it. Go back to him. So from everywhere, the crow came back. As a crow, he fell down at the feet of Ramachandra. And seeing the crow, completely lost, afraid like nothing. And that Brahmastra was circling around, that blade of grass, waiting for Ramachandra's order. And Sita, seeing the crow, felt great compassion and touched the crow's head and told Ramachandra, it's okay. He has already come to seek your mercy. You can excuse him. But Ramachandra, as a true Kshatriya, he thought in his mind, no. What he has done to you is not something that I can excuse. I should not excuse. As per proper rules of conduct, I should not excuse him. So in his mind, he was thinking about what to do. You have shown your compassion on him. So I have to accommodate your compassion also. So he said, my Brahmastra cannot go unimpeded. And I will not be able to take away the Brahmastra without having it do something. So the punishment is he will lose one eye. So the Brahmastra attacked him, removed one eye. And he let go. It seems that's why crows can see only like this. Their vision is divided. It's not that both the eyes together can see and understand. What they see left, what they see right is two or different. That's why they have to see like this. They turn their face and see. Since then, crow's eyes are divided in vision. He let go of the crow. In this way, he was giving the punishment that's necessary to make the person understand, because punishment purifies a person. He did the same thing to Vali. It's a big controversy about Vali. Vali also was quite a nice personality. You will see that in the Ramayana. But Ramachandra had forged friendship with Sugriva, saying that I help you to get back your kingdom and your wife, because I am also suffering the same way. So he was obliged to help him. And then after the description that Sugriva gave about Vali and about the decision that you have to kill Vali in order for me to get any of these things. It's a decision taken by Vali also. I can't suffer constantly like this. So actually Ramachandra hid behind and shot Vali. And then Vali, with the arrow in his chest and fallen down, he was a great warrior. He said, Ramachandra, you have done something. You are the son of Dasharath and you're a valiant, great personality. Why do you stoop so low? Why did you kill me? If you wanted to fight with me, you could have fought with me. And I was fighting with somebody else. Why did you come and shoot your arrow on me and kill me? This is not at all as per Kshatriya principles. You have done great wrong. I never knew you will stoop down to this low. You're a sinful man. And he spoke very negatively of Ramachandra. Then Ramachandra said, my dear Vali, I will tell you answer to your questions. And he said, you treated Vali so badly, your own brother, for a small mistake he made. And this punishment you gave him was too out of proportion. Not only that, you took away his wife and enjoyed his wife. And this is punishable by death as per law. My brother Bharata is the king. And according to his instruction, we follow him and spread the proper law in the kingdom. You are liable to die in punishment. Because only if you get punished and you die, that sin will not chase you. It's my duty, after having heard this, as the representative of King Bharata, who is my own brother, to actually kill you. I don't have to ask anybody's permission. I don't have to follow any rule and law that I have to follow. It's not war. It's not fighting. It's punishment that you got from me. And you're saved because of that. Vali gave up. He said that he bowed his hands to Ramachandra. And he said, you're right. In everything you have said, you're right. I have sinned. And you have given me rightfully the punishment that I deserve. He said that. And he also said that I surrender to you. I just request that my son Angad be looked after. And my wife Tara, she should be looked after. She's a wise lady. She told me, actually. She told Vali, don't go out. It's dangerous for you. Don't go and fight Sugriva now. I tell you, it's not good for you. I heard that Rama and Lakshmana have become his friends. And they are very powerful. He did not listen to her. Just like Ravana, he was also like clouded in his intelligence. And he went. And then so when Ramachandra told him, this is punishment for you. So it's not that Ramachandra is simply blindly merciful and gives shelter to everybody else. Very balanced. A leader is balanced. Where it is required to exercise certain things, you must exercise. If you need to give punishment and do certain things to people, you must do it. You must do it. You must not hesitate. You must not become weakened. He even accommodated Sita's compassionate feeling. But what I should do, I will do. As a king, as a leader, I have to show an example to everybody. This behavior is not acceptable. And so leader sometimes has to do certain things. Put to death. give this person a punishment. These things are common. This is principle. So sometimes in your group, you have somebody who constantly creates difficulties, constantly creates problems, and doesn't allow the whole group to grow as a team, and keeps on this thing. You should get rid of such persons. Then only the team will grow. For the sake of the rest of them, you should get rid of them. For the sake of the whole humanity, we should get rid of Ravana. We should get rid of Ravana. You see? So these decisions are important for us to do. So you can give a long rope to somebody. When it is too bad, you have to stick it on. Danda, Sama, Veda, Dana, and then Danda. So that's one important thing. Then Lord Ramachandra's great, wonderful capacity to inspire team with nobody. You see, he didn't have modern warfare equipment and everything like Ravana had. Ravana had sophisticated warcraft setup. He had all sorts of weapons. He had all sorts of flying machines. He had very sophisticated stuff with him. But he was not greatly inspirational to everybody. Just some blind Rakshasas were following him. People who don't really, not very intelligent. Intelligent people left him. Vibhishana left him. When you have leaders like that, really intelligent people leave you. Because if you are a person homogeneously looking at people and expecting, Hail Hitler, raise your hands and listen to whatever I say, that's a group think people. Then intelligent people don't stay in the situations. They leave. So Vibhishana left because he was intelligent. He knew that this should not be done. And we should, at least, if you don't want to surrender to Rama, at least do things properly. So people leave you. So teamwork means whatever resources you have, one thing you can always do is to establish a team. The team is maybe the strongest resource. Ramachandra did not have great weapons. He had his invincible arrows. He had Lakshmana with him. And he had the wise Hanuman, very capable. And he had the Sugriva and the whole Vanara army. All untrained people actually. Very untrained and very rustic. And they were in front of the ocean. And they were thinking how to cross the ocean. And everybody was depending on Ramachandra to tell us how to cross the ocean. Even Sugriva was telling Rama, you have to only figure out how to do this. I can bring you the army, but I don't know how to cross this. And I have a lot of Vanaras. They will jump on this and they will lose their life inside here. I don't know. So Ramachandra did amazing things too. Two things he did. One is he sat down and called upon Samudra, ocean. I want to cross you. Please tell me how to do it. It's mentioned for 3 days he sat in deep meditation without doing anything. Then Samudra never responded. Sometimes people don't respond to a good call for a discussion. I want to talk to you about this. Can you give me some solution for this? Because it involves you, I'm asking you. Sometimes people are, who are you? I don't want to pay attention to you. And if I don't give you a solution, what can you do to me? Arrogance, pride, all these things, sometimes people don't respond. Of course, you don't have any relationship with them. And maybe this is the only thing that you can do. You can send an email, you can send a WhatsApp message, you can try to call, and they don't respond. They don't care. This is very bad behavior. Not a gentlemanly behavior at all. So the Supreme Personality God Ramachandra is asking Samudra. He need not ask actually. But out of protocol, he was respecting him. And he didn't respond. So Ramachandra got up and became fiery, angry. Nobody had seen him so angry. He was always very calm. Even Vibhishana he could welcome with great calmness. Sugriva he accepted with great calmness. And even his wife getting this thing away, he did not show great passion and anger yet. But now he became very angry. He took out his bow and arrow and then he put arrows on it And just see what I'll do to you. And he started shooting arrows into the ocean. And the whole ocean started boiling and steam came out and huge waves came out. There was thunder and lightning. And amazing things were happening because he was shooting at the ocean. And all the demigods came and said, Rama, please cease to do this. It's creating very huge disturbance. Please cease from being angry. And all the Vanaras and others, Sugriva and everybody started talking. And then came Samudra. He revealed himself, beautiful, bejeweled form. Samudra came and said, please calm yourself down. I'm sorry, I didn't respond. He became afraid. Samudra became afraid of Ramachandra's power. And he responded and said that, I will help you in every way possible to cross over to Lanka. You can actually build the bridge with one of the Vanaras you have is Nala. His father is Vishwakarma. He knows the art of building a bridge. Let him do that. I'll support it. And amazingly, he cooled down and everything cooled down. Ramachandra became pleased with Samudra. And then the bridge work started. So one thing we can learn is when people don't respond, we can't neglect them and leave them. Sometimes we have to take action, especially if we have no other way. Then we have to call on their attention. And we have to do everything possible to call on their attention. If it's necessary, we have to take arms. If it's necessary, we have to get angry. It's not that you should never get angry. Actually, getting angry at the right time is really anger management. Managing anger means get angry where it's necessary. Hanuman became angry at Ravana for having taken away Sita and not returning Sita and not bothering to do that even when I told you. You're not bothered. So he got angry and set fire to Lanka. From my side, my contribution, I am also, angry because the war will happen and you'll definitely be overcome. But my special contribution is this: burn up the place and leave. He gave his contribution. He got angry. So it's not that a peaceful person will not get angry. Normally he will not, but where necessary he will. And this is in history, we can see that. It's not that a person is always very calm with half-closed eyelids. Even though somebody can cut off his head, he will be very calm. This is useless. It's useless. Sometimes we need to show anger where necessary, so that people at least get, back into consciousness and say, okay, I'll attend to it. That's one thing that he did. And then afterwards, an amazing team of people got to work to make the bridge, and Nala was directing. There's an interesting pastime there. Nala directed it very wonderfully. And the bridge was being built, and there's a secret to it. They were all chanting the name of Rama. And they were writing the name of Rama on the stones. And it was floating on the waters. Rocks, huge boulders were taken. Hanuman was lifting very huge ones. Other Vanaras were lifting medium-sized ones. Smaller Vanaras were lifting small ones. Even a squirrel participated and lifted a small piece, which Rama appreciated very much. Everybody was contributing. And Ramachandra was inspiring them by his presence. They were all chanting the name of Rama, writing the name of Rama, and the Rama, Rama, Rama was the only vibration you could hear. In the nights, they were all sleeping one on top of the other, so tired having labored. Within 5 days, they built the whole bridge, right up to Lanka. The bridge was 800 miles long, 80 miles wide, 80 by 800. 800 miles long and 80 miles wide. In 5 days, so they were very tired. Whole day they were working and taking a little rest. Ramachandra in the daytime said, I also should contribute to this as part of the team. They are all laboring. So he said, I will lift. And they said, no, you please sit down. You're happy. It's not for you to do. He said, no, I'll also do. I can do. He said, no, you sit down. You just be watching, giving us your blessing. So Lord Ramachandra, night when they were all sleeping, he thought, now is the time for me to help. So he took the boulder and he threw it into the ocean. But the boulder which he threw, blung, sank down inside. And he was very amazed. What? These boulders are floating and this is not floating. So he looked around here and there, I hope nobody saw. And then he took another boulder and then with focus, he threw it. That boulder also splashed into the waters and sank down. The ocean did not hold that. He was wondering, whatever wrong am I doing? How is it possible? And he turned around, he saw Hanuman standing there and smiling at him. It was, very little embarrassing. Plus, he said, why is it that the boulders I throw don't actually float? Ramachandra asked this question and Hanuman smiled. And he told, my dear Lord Rama, it is out of great love for you. It's out of great faith in you. It's out of taking complete shelter in you that all of us, including these Vanaras, chant your name, write your name on it. It's by the power of your holy name alone that these boulders are floating on the water. It's the power of your name. Your name is very powerful. Lord Ramachandra understood something great about Nama Tattva himself. And obviously, he reclined. So that was the inspiration and the teamwork. Obviously, Ramachandra did not maybe want to chant his own name and pour the thing inside. That is totally different. That's one thing he could not enjoy. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to enjoy that. Chanting his own name and enjoying what these Vanaras enjoyed, the shelter, the power of the holy name. That's why we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This was a wonderful teamwork he inspired. When we have people who may not be able to perform, we appreciate everybody's performance in whatever way they can perform. Then as a group, we become a great performance. Synergy. The sum of the total synergistic effort is much greater than each one's effort total together. It's an amazing mathematics. So synergistic performance, teamwork, that was engineered by Ramachandra. And nowadays, in these days and times, teamwork is very, very important. Everything is democratic in Kali Yuga. One person is on top, they'll put him down. People become envious, people troll him, people will do everything to him. So the best thing is to be in a team and facilitate the team and be a servant leader, like I said. Kali Yuga, there is a very, very successful way of doing it. Even that has got its own challenges. Not that it's so easy. The next thing, before it's too late, is dealing with perceptions. A leader has to deal with perceptions. And Ramachandra dealt with perceptions of people about him. Even Lord Ramachandra was seen in a different way. Even Ramachandra, what to speak of you and me? What to speak of anybody, most powerful people in the world, people have something to say about them. Because, why you're not doing this? And you'll see in the social media, all sorts of people saying all sorts of things about everybody, the best of people. And nowadays people have license to say anything from somewhere. They don't have anything to do with that particular responsibility and they'll shoot something. Out of some false information they got, they'll say something. And out of that, somebody else will say something. It'll be a whole domino effect. And finally, they'll end up doing something. Perceptions become more powerful than the real stuff. Perceptions are more powerful than reality. In order to deal with this, when Sita was rescued, Lord Ramachandra became very grave, when Sita came dressed up nicely. All of a sudden, he did not rush up to her. She did not embrace him, nothing. He immediately said, "You have been away from me in another man's palace with another man. So you have to prove to me that you are chaste." He knows very well who is Sita. But people will say this and think this, that he accepted Sita even without asking her any question. So he put her to the famous Agni Pariksha. I don't want to go to the details of that. Because he was dealing with a perception. A leader has to go through the sacrifice. Sita, for whom he was pining so much, was separated from him for so long. As soon as she came, he became very serious. He rendered his duty as a leader. First thing he did is prove yourself to me. And Sita proved herself. We don't want to go into the details of it. Maya Sita and real Sita and Agni and everything. But she proved herself. And even after coming back, when he was going around and asking everybody what the people are thinking, a leader finds out, he goes in a disguise and sees things happening. Hears from people. He heard from his very confidential people that a washerman said this. He said to his wife, "You have been away. You think I'm Ramachandra to ask you no question and accept you? Get out." So he heard this and said, "This is what people think about me, even now, after going through Agni Pariksha also." So he banished Sita. He told Lakshmana, "Take her and leave her in the forest." It sounded very cruel and callous to most people. And we're not asking that each one of us should do that. In Kali Yuga, if you do that, everybody will be in the forest. It'll be a gala time in the forest because everybody will be in the forest. It's so funny. Sometimes people follow certain moral principles and they question that. There's a story about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur telling a wonderful story about a drunkard. All days drinking, hiccuping, and hanging and lying around. So his friend is telling him, "Hey, don't do this, sir. If you drink like this, you know what will happen to you? Finally, it's very sinful if you do all these things. You'll land up doing sinful activity. Already it is not correct for you to drink like this. Next, you'll do something wrong and then you'll go to hell only." Then he said, No. What about that prostitute? She is also drinking. Then he said, "She will go to hell only. Definitely she'll go to hell. She's a prostitute and she's drinking. She'll go to hell." "Oh, really? What about my uncle? He's also a drunkard, no? What about him? And he beats up his wife also once in a while. What about him? He will also go to hell." "Really? And what about my, that Nani and her this thing and their house also, they are drinking, no? You know that other friend of yours, cousin, and he is also drinking, no? He'll also go to hell. And what about my friend, that he comes to drink with me and he is the one who doesn't have money and I pay for him sometimes. What about, he'll also go to hell." Then after a long time, he said, "Hey, hell must be a nice place because all these people will be there. They can go and drink again." It's a logic people have. You can't understand moral instruction. You interpret the moral instruction, right? So you can see that dealing with perceptions of people is very important as a leader. You have to make sacrifices. I'm not saying that everybody should do the same thing, banish your wives and banish your people and banish your relatives and all that to show that you're a great leader. By banishing your wife doesn't mean you'll become Ramachandra. By banishing her, neither will you. It's all pure imitation. That you should not do stupidly. The time and place and situations are different now. But the principle is we have to deal with the perception. Dealing with the perceptions of people. because that is their reality. What is really happening, maybe they don't know. Either you should educate them, have them get to know it, give them an experience of the reality, or deal with the perception, because they will work according to the perception only. That's an amazing thing about this world. Illusion, Maya, and everybody is going by their mind, the senses, the rumors, things that they hear on social media, this, that, everything. So sometimes we have to work more to make people understand what is real. It requires more active communication, dealing with the perception, whatever is required in these days. We have to do that without taking some very extreme views. So these are some of the very wonderful qualities of leadership that we can see in Lord Ramachandra. Now coming back to assessing and seeing many great other personalities like Lakshmana, even Ravana, even Mother Sita. They also exhibited amazing qualities. We don't have so much time to examine these things. But Ramachandra is a sum total of all the leadership qualities. And you can see all leadership styles in him. Amassing the whole Vanara army and leading them into a great participative leadership. Everybody is given a position, everybody is valued, everybody is contributing to Ramachandra, because he can accommodate that type of participative management. He can accommodate various different types of people and knows how to utilize them in his service. This is a great quality. Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada was very much like that. Diverse cultural backgrounds. German people and devotees were very different. Russians were different. Indians are very, very different. Americans were very different. And what to speak of, Australians were different. He was traveling the world and bringing everybody together into a common platform of Krishna consciousness. He is known to have written a beautiful piece, a letter, Unity in Diversity, how we should be united in our service to Krishna, although we may be materially diverse according to the race, according to the culture, according to our backgrounds. We may be different, but that doesn't matter, that's temporary. But united in terms of service to the Lord. So we explained that diversity in materially is not very important. But what is more important, that we are united on the basis of Krishna consciousness. You see, united on the basis of Krishna consciousness. There is no threat to your whole organization as much as your unity being threatened. No equal to that. And in the material world, every effort is made by everybody as instruments of material nature to thwart your unity. You see, what brings us together is far more important and stronger than what keeps us separated. This is a sutra we should understand. If we can just hit on this, what keeps us together is that we are all spirit souls. We are all permanent. Natvevaham jatunasham natvam neme janadipa. Nahanyamane sharire. Nahanyate nahanyamane sharire. We are eternal spirit souls. God, Krishna is eternal. Ramachandra is eternal. Our relationship and service to the Lord is eternal. If we focus on that unity, then we will be able to sustain ourselves much, much better as a group. Rather than attend to all the diversity, put our energy on the unity, you will see the diversity will look after itself. What unites us in Krishna consciousness and our relationship with the Supreme Lord is far, far more strong and more important than all the diversity due to matter and material situation that we are in. So as leaders, we should understand and develop our spiritual dimension. And you will see we'll be together. Krishna is in the center. Service to Krishna is most important. And if we all act on the basis of that service given to us by Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada, diversity takes care of itself. It becomes less important. This is the secret. And Prabhupada revealed that very brilliantly in his explanation of what is the real meaning of unity, what's the real meaning of diversity, right? So I'll stop here. Om Tat Sat. There is a suggestion here. Based on request from many participants, we are going to request His Holiness Bhakti Vinoda Swami Maharaj to commence something. Oh, this is something else. I'm sorry. What's this message coming up here?
I think Krishna Kumar Prabhu is organizing some other program.
And I don't know what this is. Oops. I moved the wrong key. What do we do here? Go down. Oops. What is this?
He was announcing the reading that there is some other program.
Okay, but I'm just saying now so thank you very much for your patience and for your contribution in hearing this. I just wanted to thank all these organizers here, headed by Krishna Kumar Ji, Karunabdi Krishna Kumar Das, and the media team here for laboring very hard to put many things together. Today and yesterday, they brought illumination from all sides so that you can see me better in the video. And I remember that in the first day, you were barely seeing me, or maybe seeing some shadows of me. That was one type of shadow Ramayana that you heard, that you see in Bali, Thailand. However, we thank them very much for their contribution. And I'll be happy to take any questions from all of you. If you so have any, please raise your hand. Use the small resource that's available to you there, and I will endeavor to try to help you.
Maharaj, there is a question on the chat box.
How do we go to the chat box? Okay, I'll click the chat box. All right, here. Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is from Vaishnavi. Thank you for your wonderful session. Maharaj, just have a question how to develop determination. Even though we hear so much, but again fall with it. Can you please give us some practical tips? Okay, Vaishnavi, interesting question. That's actually a big question. It may be interesting too. If you read in the Bhagavad Gita, you'll see there are 3 types of determination that's classified. In fact, every answer can be on that basis. That I'm using that determination of 3 types. I'm not immediately recollecting that. But in determination, the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Out of all these 3 determination in the mode of goodness is recommended. To be in the mode of goodness, you should have habits that encourage goodness. There's a famous quote of Prabhupada saying that no action of yours will be in the mode of goodness unless your thoughts and habits, action, etc. He gives a detail about one leading to the other. So cultivating goodness is important. That's why we wake up early in the morning. We catch the goodness portion of the day. Get up for Mangalarati, chant the name of the Lord, read the scripture, and worship the Lord and everything. And eat food that is sattvic. Meet and have association with people who are of that nature. Keep good company. And in this way, gradually, goodness atmosphere can be prevailing in your consciousness. And when we have that goodness atmosphere, our determination also will be based on that goodness. And a determination based on goodness makes it easy for us to execute our decisions in goodness. That is determination in its best point. The next level is determination in passion. When we fail to determine, when we fail to put ourselves in certain situations in goodness, we are overcome by passion. Then our determination is like this way, that way. Determination in goodness is you don't know what you're determining, why you're determining. You get determined for the wrong reasons. You know, you go jump into some Inkulab Zindabad and do something, catch COVID-19 and come back and be in the hospital. You do nonsense things because your determination is wrong. So for determination to be guided properly, you should do that. You know the story given in the Prabhupada has given us the story about the sparrow and its determination to empty the ocean. The sparrow's eggs were washed away by the ocean. So the sparrow said, please give back my eggs to the ocean. It was flying in the breeze against the ocean, said, if you don't give it back, I'll empty you. And then the ocean did not say anything. Who cares about a sparrow? So the sparrows started taking beaks, small beak of water, and started throwing the water into the land. I'll empty you. But then Garuda heard about it. He heard about the fact that my dear cousin sister, the sparrow, is highly troubled, anguished, in great anxiety because eggs have been washed away. Naturally, a mother will be like that. And the whole ocean doesn't care about it. So it swooped down, Garuda, came to the help of the sparrow and told the ocean, please deliver the eggs or else I'll take up the job the sparrow is doing myself. Finish emptying the ocean in no time. And the ocean immediately got afraid and delivered the eggs. The sparrow's determination is spoken about. Determination in the face of many challenges. Prabhupada had determination in going to America when he was 70 years old. Had 2 heart attacks in the ship, fatal almost. He landed in America and then he started the Krishna conscious movement in 1 year. Went 12 years all over the globe. And there was another stroke after 1 year he had in America. He weathered all these things, many difficult situations, but was determined. And because of his determination, amazing things happened to people all over the world. And we are sitting here as a result of his determination, right? So determination in goodness, determination under the guidance of somebody who is superior to you, Guru, Vaishnava, good friend, who desires your well-being. This is very good, right? So your question is, sometimes it fails, what shall we do? You should not give up. If you're determined in goodness, you will not give up. So try to cultivate goodness first, and then you'll be able to remain determined in a much more easier way. In passion and tamagun, it's not possible to hold determination. In goodness, you can hold your determination. So change these simple things, habits. Sleep early, get up early, eat sattvic food offered to Krishna, move with devotees nicely, and stay away from the company of personalities who actually eat out of your vitality of determination and spoil your this thing. That is for your own good. And do, keep away from certain habits that actually take a toll on you. That's something that you can decide. I hope that helps you, Vaishnavi. Thank you for your question. Oh, there are many questions coming up here in the chat. Dwaraka Rajeshwari Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna Maharaj, had a great time hearing from your divine self. Just had a question that the bridge built across Lanka can be drawn on parallels with today's geographical Sri Lanka. How to draw parallels and understanding. Well, I think you're talking about the scan and all that thing that they're showing. There's a bridge built and it existed, and some say it did not. And are you talking about that? What you saw on the internet? Your question is not very clear. You can draw on parallels with today's geographical Sri Lanka. Do you mean that it's not really the bridge that is Sri Lanka? Do you mean that is not the Ravana's place, etc., etc.? There are lots of theories here and there, and I'm really not an expert on those things too. I've not done an Indological research into that. But I think that I went to Sri Lanka many times, and I've gone to this Sita Elia, that place is called, where Sita and Ashokavana. I've also gone to other places there. Well, I don't know whether it's a geographical shift, there's a seismic shift, or some cosmological changes there may be. And I think I need to have more technically correct information to be able to answer that. And right now I don't have that, but it's possible to get that. Another question is, can I share the poster of next event to Bhagavad Gita chapter wise, previous broadcast? Yeah, you can, after I finish the questions. Raj Shekhar, thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful session in learning leadership lessons from Ramayana. Okay. Anybody else question? Thank you, Raj Shekhar. Madhu, you spoke briefly on anger management and Hanumanji using it in the right way. But what about popular opinion? Oof, somebody is moving it. How do I? Somebody is moving the question as I was reading. Oops, everything is gone. Oops. Okay. Somebody moved that question. I don't know who is doing it. I think it's Anup doing that. Is it?
Actually, one new question came, so it went up above. So once you scroll up,
How do I get back to that?
you should just scroll up.
Just scroll up. Press scroll up. How does that go? I don't use this computer. I use a Mac. Anyway, I'll take the next question. I'll come back to that question. As of now, Maharaj Pranams, you touched upon core topics like code of conduct, retribution, anger management, exhibiting leadership traits in a timely manner, being assertive and managing cohesiveness within the team, and all of us are in need of the hour in organizations. At the individual level, you narrated the salient of importance, focusing in words continuously. It is challenging while trying to be consistent at office, family, and external environment. While same time, we can't change others, but trying to be change agent within ourselves. How to manage them and absorbing disappointments that emanate from such various environments in day-to-day life? Well, great question. It's a summation of everything. Yes, this is the realistic situation. The real situation is exactly what you have mentioned. Our situation, especially in this day and age, very challenging, especially for those who want to live a nice life, straight life in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant for this purpose, to provide that type of a facility and ambience and all the resources necessary for anybody to be safely situated in Krishna consciousness. That's the plan of Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada. The world is also constantly changing, and ISKCON needs to also develop. It's still in its growing phase, the learning curve in many situations, especially in terms of social changes that are required, adaptations that are required. And we have to sometimes wait patiently in some of the situations, like somebody was asking last time to me about children's education. Yeah, and I told very frankly that that's an area where we are still growing in. That's a huge area and it's a big job. And it's not something that we can do overnight or in a few years. ISKCON has got its own experience in that also. But I'm very confident in the future that will be done. So some of these changes need to be done over a period of time. It requires time. They're not short-term, quick fix changes that we can do. So we have to be a little patient and we have to do good with what we have. The greatest good is that we have devotees and people who think the same way and who are inclined to think the same way, who are willing to learn. We should work with this group as a great team and sit together and sort out solutions for these things. And however fragile or however fundamental and however, like a startup they are very promising and they will develop into something wonderful. So we are in some sort of an infancy in these areas, like you said, juggling your personal life, juggling your material situation with your family, etc., and the workplace, which is very needed for you in terms of the economic situations that people are in, and they need money. But you have also a realization that money is not everything for me. Wealth is different from money. Wealth means, I know you would think my spiritual life is my real wealth. But we have to actually work out, and these things are different for different situations and different times and places. So we need a dynamic sit together in different places and work out solutions to the extent that we can. I'm not able to immediately give you a specific solution to a general statement that you've made. So I'm trying to be as specific as possible while also being generally relevant to your question. I hope you understand that. Thank you. And this is Anupa Shrikant enjoying this Ramayana session, Swamiji, requesting you to extend to another 1 week. Thank you. Oh, that you have to ask the organizers. Krishna Kumar, I love to keep on speaking on Ramayana. It's such a wonderful thing. I'm also enjoying it as I'm reciting it. In fact, that's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm going deeper. And every time after giving the session, I get far more realizations. I go and write it down. I should have said this. I should have done that. I should have done that. And I'm also, thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn. This is from Shamala Raj. Maharaj, you spoke briefly on anger management and Hanumanji in the right way, but what about popular opinion of ahimsa practice and expectation of devotees to be exemplary in the forefront as a practitioner? This question was posted by Madhu. I have brought it down for you. Okay. Oh, thank you very much, Shamala. Yes, anger management. So what about popular opinion of ahimsa practice and expectation of devotees to be exemplary? Oh, well, thank you very much for that interesting question. Prabhupada describes violence in a very wonderful way in the Bhagavad Gita. He said, if you stop a person's progressive spiritual life, that is called violence. I thought is one of the deepest definitions of violence I've ever seen. It's beautiful. Whenever you stop a person's spiritual life from progressing or put hindrances and impediments on it, you're violent. And in that sense, the whole human society is violent because people take everybody away from spiritual life. This is greatest violence. Now, what to talk of ahimsa? Ahimsa means becoming non-violent, which means having everybody practice spiritual life as per the real definition. Ahimsa means making a facility for everybody to practice spiritual life. And mind you, this definition of violence is from the Bhagavad Gita. So making everybody, giving everybody an opportunity to practice spiritual life is really ahimsa. And devotees are all ahimsa people. Because they are very eager that you chant Krishna's names, please. You give up meat eating. You see coronavirus and all that. The real reason is meat eating. I heard up in China, they've opened up again the animal place in Wuhan and they're selling. Obviously, they have not understood. And my heart goes out to everybody in Wuhan. Please understand. At least don't eat animals. That much at least you do, even if you don't chant Hare Krishna. Please don't be sinful to this extent, we would like to say. So teaching people, making them chant Hare Krishna, making them read Bhagavad Gita, it's a very thankless job actually. You know, once my Guru Maharaj told me, preaching is like washing charcoal. When you talk to people and give them instruction, I was thinking, why don't they listen? How can they be doing the same thing again? He said, no, you should understand, be patient, like washing charcoal. He said, can you ever get charcoal clean? Right? So you be prepared for that. So we have to be patient and we should have more of these sessions, and some of them are much better than me in giving these sessions. Some are, you know, trying to do these sessions. We need all sorts of people in all places, in all situations to give this message out to people. And that is the way we can increase ahimsa. Now coming back to worldly opinion of what is ahimsa. Worldly opinion of ahimsa is non-violence. And they will extrapolate it to say, don't fight wars. Then they will say, why are you speaking about a warrior program from Bhagavad Gita and propagating it. Here it is mentioned religious war, and your God is actually propagating a religious war. Krishna is propagating a religious war. He's encouraging Arjuna to fight. This is violence, not good. The father of a nation has said we should practice non-violence. True. But like I told you, sometimes violence is required. Sama, Veda, Dana, Danda. This is Vedic culture. Where required, we practice it. Otherwise, we have to protect the people who are practicing dharma and who are nice and who are innocent. That will be difficult. That's why Kshatriyas are there. That's why soldiers are there. That's why the army is there. That's why the police force is there. We need the policemen sometimes to get up and control, and maybe if necessary, lathi charge them. There was a big discussion in our temple about why they are lathi charging people. Then I said, and others also said that, see, the people know they are very innocent. They don't know the seriousness of this COVID. And policemen also think that these guys don't understand. But give them a whack, at least they'll stay at home. And because of them, if one whack is enough, you don't know, at least out of fear, you'll stay at home. And by you staying at home, you don't get coronavirus. And because of you, others will not get. So now we cannot wait for training you and making you understand, run a 10-day course on coronavirus and important. It's better to give you a whack. It's emergency. Sometimes a little violence is required to teach you. And it's a little tap on you, and you'll remember that pain, and you'll sit at home. Sometimes the Kshatriya force thinks that is better to teach you, and they're allowed to do that. So sometimes you see it's required. Sometimes you have to give a small whack to your child also on its butt. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that again. And a small whack, that's okay. And he also understands. There's very little. But we mostly try to avoid it. If we can get it done without that, it's good. But the amount of violence and sex and all these things that are portrayed in social media, pornography and violence and everything, that is harmful to people, because your whole mind is filled with rajas and tamoguna, and they may land up doing something like this. Those things are bad. So these are various commentations on what violence and ahimsa is. And time is moving up. Thank you for all your appreciations for everybody. Thank you. Here there is Paramananda VKD. Thank you very much, Maharaj. The way you are bringing at last Srila Prabhupada, there's the best model of an ideal leader. Very much indebted to you. Wonderful classes. Wanted your holiness to to extend these classes further, Maharaj. We're trying to do that. I think Karunabdi Krishna Kumar has got a message here. We're going to try to, because in this audience we have a lot of people who have taken this Bhagavad Gita life courses from us, and it is something designed for them. So we're going to have chapter summaries discussion. And maybe we can come back to Ramayana or do something else also from the Bhagavatam later. Looks like we are going to be confined to this house arrest for quite some time. And if it is so, I'll be back with you whether you like it or not. Also for my own edification, right? So rest assured. Murugeshan Perundurai. Hare Krishna Maharaj, I have a small doubt. Mother Sita is Lakshmi or Bhuma Devi? Yeah, Mother Sita is Lakshmi is what is known popularly. Okay. Thank you very much. This is all different thanks. I would like to see if there's any question. Thank you, all of you who are thanking me. Thank you for your nice expression of gratitude. I am just a very small, insignificant personality trying to do something to the best of my extent. I should be doing much more than this. This is Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada's mercy, my Guru and Vaishnava's mercy around me, who are making all these facilities for me, right? So I'm indebted to all of them. Thank you all again. There's lots of things coming here.
One question on Facebook.
Maharaj, sorry, wanted to ask you one more question if you don't mind. Regarding the unity, since we are in the process of community building and everybody has a different mindset, and to bring focus together, finding difficult how to stay united and have one focus as a community and to grow as a community. We should focus more on sitting together and discussing Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna together in Harinam Sankirtan. And this will give us the good sense to make sacrifices for being united as a community. Everything depends on Harinam Sankirtan. Everything depends on glorifying Krishna. Everything depends on our own focus on these things. We will be brought together as a community, have greater value for each other in spite of our differences, in spite of our warts, pimples, achings, everything, and the karma bank balance and the baggage that we come with. We'll be able to oversee all these things and carry on appreciating each other on the basis of a Krishna consciousness. The other things are not really very important. We just need to tolerate them. And the more you become Krishna consciousness, the more easy it is to tolerate it. After all, everybody is a nice soul. They are part and parcel of Krishna. After all, everybody has a good intention to serve Krishna. After all, everybody is struggling with this material situation. So we are all in the same boat, in the same ship. If you can have that mature consideration, even if sometimes you have a little difficulty, please forget it. Focus on the real foundational principle. And I think that should help us to build a better community. Okay. Right. I have a point about Vibhishana. If you have another 2 minutes. Yes.
Hare Krishna
Shri.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Point. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, Jai Shri.
When Vibhishana tried by all means to convince Ravana and his sons to not to go by the wrong methods, and finally he gave up and comes to Ramachandra for surrendering. So I read very recently that Sugriva was doubting Vibhishana's intentions, and one of the reasons for his doubt was that Vibhishana was carrying his Dandayudam when he came to Ramachandra for surrendering. So the logic is somebody who comes to surrender does not carry an ayudam with him. So when Sugriva sees him from a distance carrying a dandayudam, he's more doubtful of Vibhishana's intentions. But when Rama looks at him at the first instance, Rama understands that Vibhishana carried that dandayudam not as a weapon, but it had a very different significance altogether. It is said that in each of these avatars of our supreme Godhead, all his things that are along with him take some human form or the other. In Ramayana, Ramachandra is the avatar of Vishnu, and Lakshmana is Adisesha. Bharata is the Sangha, and Shatrukana is the Chakra. And Vibhishana is actually the Dandayudam. So that was the significance of Vibhishana carrying the Dandayudam. And Rama, at the first sight, he was the only one who was able to understand this. But it was all perceived in a wrong way by Sugriva and the others, saying that Vibhishana was carrying the Dandayudam as an Ayudam when he actually intended to surrender.
Yes. So your question?
Again, that I wanted to make that point in terms of perception, Maharaj. You
Okay,
mentioned
okay.
that perception is
Yeah, it's an
definitely
interesting.
more.
Yeah, that's a very interesting comment you made. Yes, I also heard this vaguely, that he was actually judged on the basis of his externals, and Ramachandra understood his real intention from inside. In other words, you don't judge people so easily from their external behavior or their external action. We never know what their intention is. Of course, Ramachandra is the same Supreme Lord who is situated in everybody's heart as Paramatma. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. I am situated in everybody's heart, and knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness comes from me. So the Lord will obviously know what is your intention first, more than anybody else. So Ramachandra Bhagavan has that great advantage of knowing Vibhishana's intention. In that way, if any leader can somehow get to know the real intention of the persons, then his judgment will be right. Instead of looking at some things externally that we may do in a reactive mode, we should neglect. Normally, mature people don't think much about anger and actions done in anger. We try to understand a person's intention not in his angry mode, but in his sober mode, that time he will be really able to explain his heart. So sometimes you're right. Thank you very much for your contribution. That Vibhishana was misunderstood by everybody else, but Hanuman understood him because Hanuman shared the same feelings as Lord Ramachandra. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm getting a warning. I'm getting a warning here. There's 2 minutes more for the next broadcast with Bhakti Vaibhava students. So thank you very much again for all of you. Also, I have another doubt, Maharaj, why we chant 108 times around. What is special about that number? Well, 108 is a special number. And there is a whole go at it, and we don't have time to do that. A lot of things are multiples of Sodasha, 16, 8, 16, 32, 64, 108. It's an auspicious count, an auspicious number, and there is a whole technical information about that. So this is in the Vedic scriptures. Even in Vastu Shastra, they will see multiples of these things. And if you look into science, they will tell you about the Fibonacci ratio and things like that, that everything in this world is in design, the Fibonacci ratio. If I've got it right, I don't know, but some of you who are mathematicians or something will appreciate. So there is some setup in this world. There are certain things that are made according to certain proportions, and there are certain auspicious qualities and etc., which these days we don't have the education about that at all much. So we may not appreciate it. So I don't have immediately the technical information, but I have read that elsewhere. So let's assume that it's pretty well founded, 108, and adopted. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And I think I would allow Krishna Kumar ji, Karunabdi Krishna Kumar, to make his announcement to everybody.
Maharaj, we thank His Holiness Bhakti Vinoda Swami Maharaj for really sparing us the time on all these days. Thank you very much, Maharaj. And we also thank all the participants that they were able to stay together for the whole session for the 5 days. Now the next session will be on Bhagavad Gita summary of all the chapters. So this is likely to start day after tomorrow at the same time. The screen is being shared with you to show the start dates and the time and the details. I request one and all to keep in touch with us by sending your interest to bvacademy@gmail.com, which has been sent as a message in this group. And also contact us by WhatsApp message to the couple of numbers which are given over there. And since many people keep out sending messages, like today I've received 4 or 5 similar messages which say that staying at home is a boon. Now I understand what a family is. Now I understand what the relationship is. This is one type of a chain message. There is another type of chain message. If you disturb nature, this is what you get. And there is another type of message which says, this is time for you to understand who God is. These are all 3 different types of messages. But then in one composite scripture, we actually get to understand who is God, who am I, what is this Prakriti, what is this world. All this in one scripture, that is Bhagavad Gita. So the next session will discuss in detail the learning from Bhagavad Gita in about 18 sessions. So I request you to please let us know your interest and also share this information with your friends and family. Thank you for being with us. Thanks once again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you. So, let me get out this.